Hi guys, so today we're in Fermoy in County Cork and I'm here to show you this fantastic abandoned church and some of the cemetery. Let's just start here. This is a new memorial and it's in loving memory of Hannah Dempsey, who died in 1928, and in loving memory of Jim Ahern, 2011, aged 91, remembered by his wife and family, and his wife Catherine Kitty O'Sullivan, and she died in 2020, aged 89. And I'd say Jim, by the looks of that, loved his mopeds. Now, have a look at the church, isn't it just beautiful? Absolutely stunning. I have never seen a church quite like this, almost enchanted, looking like a fairy tale. A tomb here with what looks like a rabbit just sitting there. But let's take a closer look at this church. This would have been the doorway. And we have some gorgeous designs here. And right up at the very top there, even more. So the floor is completely gone from there, and it looks like almost like that was a fireplace at one stage. But look at the ceiling. It still has that old ceiling inside. Let's have a look at this window. Oh wow. We have still got, I'm going to put you through, these spiral stairs. Right, now we have loads and loads of headstones, loads of them, and unfortunately we won't be able to read all of those. Wow, that's kind of almost, I'm going to try and put you through again. Look at that. Wow, I wouldn't trust those stairs to go up. But amazing to think about years ago when that was, you know, when it was a working church. And we still have, wow, the floor is completely gone. We have even like plaques on the walls in there. So thanks to Irish Eyes, he actually got in for a closer look. Now, this former Church of Ireland church was built by Hydes of Castle Hyde and remodelled in the Gothic Revival style by G.R. Payne for John Hyde in the 1830s. The church retains its original simple form, which is enlivened by Payne's elaborate porches and gabled entrance. The ornate limestone dressings are finely carved and are indicative of the skill of 19th century craftsmen. So unfortunately you can see that the floor is almost completely gone. The walls are bare, windows gone, all boarded up. And it's such a pity, I suppose, but it would have been so beautiful in its time. Now, what is still left on the walls are these beautiful plaques. One just being here, and we will try to read it and see what it says. Sacred to the memory of Isabella Dunbar, the only beloved daughter of Major Duncan and Elizabeth, his wife. And it looks like the date reads 1840 there. So this 19th century Gothic style church adjoins Castle Hyde house, built for the Hyde family. The building has been vacant for a number of years and does not appear to be maintained. Most of the external fabric remains, but there are obvious signs of deterioration. And I don't think there's any immediate danger of it collapsing, but the condition is such that unless urgent remedial works are carried out, the building will sharply deteriorate even further. Really, the building needs, something done with it to preserve it from further decay. And you can still see the beauty that this church once had and still does. Even the tiles there on the floor, the colours of that marble, it's like Connemara marble. Some of the wooden structures of the doors and the windows lie inside the church still, and well, it's just such a pity to see it like this. But I mean, it's disappointing when you find a church abandoned like this, but just look at that view. It's just stunning. I mean, the roof itself seems to be pretty good timber wise, but look, more of that flooring there again. But there is actually another plaque here. This is actually a beautiful plaque, and once again we will try our best to try and read something on this. Near this plaque lie interred Charles Herbert of Muckross in County Kerry, who departed this life at Fermoy. And the rest of the writing, it looks like there's a verse there, but it was erected by his afflicted wife, and her name, it's very, very hard to read as well. Such a pity. Beautiful plaque. Absolutely gorgeous. I think that's actually marble there as well. But once again, thanks to Irish Eyes for braving the rotting floor to come in and give us little insight inside Castle Hyde, Church of Ireland church, and actually another plaque here. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to read this either, and it's such a shame. Okay, so now we are venturing into what I would call maybe the porch area near the front entrance of the church itself. We're kind of standing at the bottom of that bell tower, and Irish Eyes is actually good enough to bring us in, and look at that. That is amazing. And once again, just completely deteriorated, over time. Look, the little window, and you can still see the ceiling, like little timber lats, I suppose. And then this brings us out where we were outside looking in. We are now inside looking up at what was a beautiful spiral timber staircase. So thanks again to Irish Eyes for bringing us inside the beautiful Castle Hyde church. And I'm surprised the roof is still actually on it, because as we found before, a lot of them they're taken down. But just look at this. There is so many in here. We wouldn't be able to read them all, but also we wouldn't be able to read some of them anyway. You can see a lot of them are completely covered in that lichen. So I'm just being careful where I walk. And you can see that somebody has been in with strimmers or a weed whacker and tried to clear a lot of the area. But there's just so many. But anyone that watched the live, the coverage went, which I kind of figured it would, because we kind of got down into this area. But we've a lot of grave markers here, lots of them. Now there's a statue over here. Look at this. And she's right down in the ground. She must be here years. And it's the Virgin Mary. Her beautiful face. Just the weather has damaged it so much. This beautiful one here. The urn on top. Joseph is the first name. I'll stretch across. Joseph Donaldson, AM, minister of the Presbyterian Church for Moy, to mark the resting place of the mortal part of his son, Alexander Donaldson, who died in 1871. It looks like his 18th year of his age, and also his daughter, Mary Helen, and she was just 5. The date, maybe 1872, but that's her age, they're just 5. So very, very sad. And that urn with the veil, and it's half on and half off, and I think that symbolises a life cut short. We are flooded with colour in here, the daffodils and the daisies, and we're blessed. The weather has been really, really dry, sunny, but it's actually quite cool now as we walk around. Lovely rails, look at those. Just the colours, guys. In memory of Jane, wife of Jason McGreery, or Greery, I think it is. Died 1882, and of their son James, surgeon, Major Army Medical Department, who died in India 16th of May 1883, aged just 41. Isn't that beautiful? And you might see the ivy growing around it as a design, and in nature as well. That brown, the leaves there are ivy as well, but also on this beautiful monument we have ivy as well. Just absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful, and these beautiful rails around it. Gorgeous. Another beautiful monument here, sacred to the memory of Thomas Laws, died 1858, and of Margaret, his wife, 1858. So he died in August and his wife followed in November, and she was 94. Beautiful monument there for them both. We have a beautiful altar tomb in here. Absolutely stunning. Matilda Christina, second child of James Reed, Esquire. Age just 18, it looks like 1831. Isn't that gorgeous? And I know people often ask, are they buried inside the tomb or underground? And when I see something like this in this size, you would wonder, you know, are they just in there? But I think there is more than one person there, so I'm presuming underground, and that's just the monument for them. Now I think the structure here in the middle is a crypt. And it actually has some fantastic designs in the stone itself, bordering it. Absolutely gorgeous. But I don't see any way in. You would usually notice the arch going in. Actually, that could be it there, maybe. I think it probably is just in here. And then they cover it all in. But that's fantastic, and this moss covering it. So beautiful. There's some amazing monuments in here. Absolutely amazing. Sacred to the memory of Peter Baylor, who fell asleep in Jesus, 1891. The memory of the just is blessed, and of Mary Jane, Sarah, his wife, who departed this life January the 22nd, 1901, until the day break and the shadows flee away. And also here is their beloved youngest son, George William C. Baylor, who passed away December 31st, 1931. And then always we find those beautiful high crosses, and we have several here, the Celtic cross, and the designs are always fantastic on those as well. Now on the live I showed you this, and anyone that seen the live before the kind of reception went down, as I tried to meander my way around these headstones, this one is just so beautiful. This beautiful white marble, Major General E.S. Brooke, C.B., died April the 18th, 1910. Lisa Brooke died April the 10th, 1926. Vera Campbell Baker, 1965. And George Ranger Campbell, 1894 to 1961. And you can see the sword there. Absolutely gorgeous. So shout out to Nana D and Linda Ball for this extra information they found on our Major Edmund Smith Brooke. He was the son of George H. Brooke, and he married Lisa Burke in 1885. He entered the army in 1866, became captain 1878, lieutenant colonel 1882, colonel in 1886, and major general in 1898. He served in the Zulu War, the Boer War. He commanded 2nd Brigade in India, Special Service South Africa in 1902, and retired in 1907. This is a plaque that's in St. Peter's Church in England in memory of him. That white marble is really, really beautiful. In memory of Rose Marie, infant daughter of Colonel Brooke. Died March the 20th, 1886, aged just 5 months. Sleep, little baby, sleep. Oh. Rose Marie. Precious little baby, just 5 months old. And then George Ranger Campbell Brooke, January 1977 to December 1977. Isn't that so sad? Rose Marie. Not forgotten. Absolutely not forgotten. These rails, look at that. Ivy on them. Just stunning. This fantastic cross. All that lichen, orange and white lichen. But I'm going to try and make my way out onto the path and walk up along where it's kind of easier to walk as well. More beautiful white marble crosses here. This is the Dean family. Jasper Grant Dean, 1942. And we have John here, 1933 to 2002, late of Perth, Australia, eldest son of Travers Blackley and Elizabeth Dean. And we've 3 of these similar white marble crosses here, all the family Dean. We've Charles Dean in the middle and Florence at the end there, 1928 for Florence. Now, Jasper Grant Dennis, 1952 to 1973. And in the middle, Travers Robert Blackley, CMG CBE, 1899 to 1982, Sudan Political Service, and his wife Elizabeth Dean, 1912 to 1993. Wow. And then here, Elizabeth Patricia Nee Blackley, 1936 to 1983. And that writing mightn't be picked up there because of the sun. We seem to have newer graves just up along here, but all the way up along the wall we have plaques. This one is quite interesting. Patrick McGrath was among 70 rangers who mutinied at Ceylon, Julandhar, Punjab, India in June 1920 in support of the War of Independence at home. 15 were tried by court-martial. Their leader was shot. He and 13 others were sentenced to hard labour in prison on the Isle of Wight. His wife and son were sent home to Fermoy, released on the 3rd of January 1923. He joined the Free State Army, resided at O'Connell Street, Fermoy until his tragic death by accident on the 24th of August 1947, aged 61, and the plaque was erected by family friends. And look at that. And definitely signs of spring when you hear the bumblebee flying close by. And then this beautiful one with a fantastic photo. Sacred to the memory of John O'Keefe, Belfast, 1971, rest in peace. Erected by his friends at Kilworth Camp. And they just seem to go up the whole way up along this wall. Now I see angels on this one. And unfortunately, this angel has at some stage become broken, and somebody has actually tried to fix it with kind of a silicone, but it's just not going to stay, and I don't have anything with me to fix it. In loving memory of Seamus Crowley, died of a road accident, June 1971, aged 10 and a half. So Seamus died at a road accident. He was only 10 and a half. His father James, March 1990. His sister Deirdre, 2002, and his mother Derry. And I believe that his mum might still be alive there, as there's no date of passing, and please God she is. But just at the bottom of the headstone we have more angels. And we have more plaques. Hannah Power, 1971, and her son George, 2001. John Toomey, 2000, and his wife Christina, 2017. So these ones here, this one is absolutely fantastic. Just trying to make my way over. Family burial place of Dennis Downing. Any date? Age 60. 1859. Look at that. That is amazing. And one beside it here, just under this tree. It's almost like a pillar, but I'd imagine there was something up on top. I don't see anything. Maybe there's writing on the inside, is there?
Yeah, there's writing on the other side. David. See the ivies on it.
The burial place of David Barry and family. Any date. We can't really get into it because it's completely gated or railed off. Usually there would be a gate, but there's not.
1852 is the date.
1852. Isn't that gorgeous? And then this one. Look at this. She was, oh, there's a load of writing on that now. Let me see. We won't get into it, will we? Oh, their name's on the other side, maybe. No. Is there? Oh, there is. It's very faded. No. Any date even? No. Okay, there is a gate. Let's see if we can read it. Underneath the turf of this enclosure repose in the
calm
sleep of death are deposited the mortal remains of Mary, the beloved wife of John. Not sure what that says. Who in mortal spirit took its departure from its
earthly
something, and from this world of sorrow, wrong and troubles. June 1854, in the 22nd year of her age. So she was very young. And there is some beautiful writing on the other side, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to read it. But just look at that, isn't it gorgeous? Irish eyes there, trying to read it.
It says She was artless, artless,
Oh.
I think, and unsophisticated, gentle and affectionate, patient and forgiving, a stranger to falsehood, dissimulation and gulf, while the charity of her heart and hand, untempered by the cold and selfish dictates of worldly prudence, was largely but silently bestowed.
Wow. So that's kind of nice to be able to read that there. Beautiful monument to her, to Mary.
The young girl that's buried here, there's an infant here as well.
An infant as well.
It says it's buried by her side. So it says, this place is also sacred to the memory of her infant and only child. It's hard to see the name.
Wonder would I see it if I...
Robert, whose remains are deposited by her side.
Oh.
And whose pure and sinless soul, while yet a stranger to the vices and follies of this world, took its flight to God. 1851, aged 3 months.
Oh my God.
And 9 days.
Oh, that's so sad.
So it says that the 3 months and 9 days little boy is buried here by her side. You can see the date there, 1851.
So Mary and
remains are deposited by her side.
So Mary and Robert are buried there side by side. And Mary, I think we read, was just in her 22nd year. So very, very sad. So we will continue on. And I was just going to read this one because it's absolutely gorgeous as well. Sacred to the memory, erected by Ellen to the memory of her husband John, who departed this life 1851, age 59, and also her daughter, her only daughter Kate, aged just 13 years, 1837 or 57, I think it's 57, so just a few years after her daddy. And sacred to the memory of Nanette Roach-Ahern, dearly beloved wife of Patrick, 1922, age 70. So some really, really beautiful monuments in here, and this beautiful church. Did I read that one over there with the urn? I don't think I did. This is gorgeous. From just over here I can see it. We have more altar tombs and chest tombs as well.
Very realistic, isn't it?
Yeah. This one has some sort of crest, but it's completely gone with the weather. Completely gone. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? And is there any writing? No, I think all the writing is completely gone from it. Absolutely gorgeous. Another huge monument here. the burial place. The burial place of the Reverend Marcus, I think it is. Aged, no, sorry, and family. That's a fine monument as well. I don't see a date on it. This place is just fantastic, and it's unfortunate. I do love the ones with the lichen on it, but it makes it so hard to read it. It really does. Look at those rails. The chain is almost completely gone off it. Now look at this. This will be our last. I have never seen one like this before. It's like just a gate, and it seems to be holding different bits and pieces in there. There is something wrote above the door, lovely designs. This gate, as I said. And I don't know what it is. To the memory of James Kirby, wrote there in marble, but I think it's just kind of like a holding area maybe, or I'm not quite sure, but it's not in use for burial reasons, but just nice design on it. So guys, from Fermoy in County Cork, take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you soon.